Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are going to talk through a project that I've been taking part in for the last year. It was officially 1 year on the 2nd of July. So this was a couple of months after I'd started project planning last year. When I realised I was focusing on like certain eyeshadows and leaving other eyeshadows to lay dust. So I decided I would start doing a project where I have to use every single eyeshadow in my collection. And to do that, I randomise a number between 1 and 10 for every single eyeshadow. And I have to go through it from top to bottom. It's going to take me years. We're already 1 year down and I've made like a start, but we're nowhere near the end. We're still quite near the beginning, I'd say. So I thought I would actually start like sharing it, I guess, sharing my progress. I'm doing it now because I have just started an eyeshadow palette that is going to take me the entire rest of 2022 for me to go through because it's a bigger eyeshadow palette. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Let me just do a screenshot here. So as you can see, next to each shade there is a number next to it, and then I've got a row next to it where I'm actually calculating how many times I've used it, so I'm going through it. And then it goes all the way down as well. I've got it all through for all of my eyeshadows. And these are not just palettes, they are single eyeshadows as well. So it's gonna take me a very long time for me to go through it. But I thought I would actually start sharing my journey with you guys and kind of talk through the palettes that I'm working on, or I have worked on, and what I'm currently working on, and yeah, just the whole situation. I hope it's not too confusing. Yeah, it's going to be a big task, but we're going to go for it. So to begin with, as I said, the oldest eyeshadow palette I own is this Collected Street palette. So I started this in July. This project actually helped me roll this out of my project pan because I hit pan on them when I was working on those eyeshadows as part of this project. We had so 1 usage, 7 uses, 1 usage, 4 uses, 7 uses, 8 uses, 3 uses, 6 uses, 5 uses, 5 uses. Yeah, so it went through like that, and I've randomized it. Like I used the spreadsheet random thingy to create the random numbers. So it's all calculated and all set in stone, so I already know what they all are for any eyeshadows going forward. I'm on a no buy, so I haven't bought any new eyeshadows in a long time. It's been over a year actually now. It took me 2nd of July, I started on here, and then I ended down here in, let me see, August. So it took me a month and a half to get through this palette. And then we swiftly went on straight away to the next palette, which is this one. It is my Colour Institute palette again. This is the second palette. These all came in like a pack. There was a third one, but for some reason I don't own the third one anymore. All I can remember of the third one was that there was like a blue shade up here, and I think that's why I threw it away. It's because it had like blues in it, which I didn't get on with. But anyway, this was the second palette in the project. So obviously I started this straight away when I left off with the other one, and started this in the middle of August, and it went through until October because the numbers that were next to each shade were larger, because that's just what happens. Like if you have a large number between 1 and 10. If it's like 9s for a lot of them, then it's going to take longer to get through them. So yeah, that took me until October. Then we had this palette. This is my next palette. This was in a project rather recently, I feel like. I can't remember if it was my project pan or what it was that it was in, but yeah, so I had this palette, and obviously there's only 4 shades, so this was going to take a quicker time to get through. This took me 16 days to get through this, so yeah, half a month. Then we had this. This is my Bourjois Les Naturels eyeshadow duo, wow, can't read. And I had this rolled in, oh wait, so actually no, this was in from October until December. I must have had like a couple of days where I didn't wear makeup. That was much longer than I thought it was. And I had this rolled in from the 16th of December 2021 until the 23rd of December, so just before Christmas. I think that was the day I got my booster, and I remember that very badly being a bad day. Then after that we went on to this. This is my Max Factor Smoky Eye Effect eyeshadow. So this is like a stick, has one side that is like a bronze shade and the other shade is like a gold shade, and so there's only 2 in this, obviously. So this took me from the 26th of December up until the 3rd of January 2022, so we're now in this year. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items in 2021 that we've got through. Then we've had like a selection of singles that we worked on. So firstly we had the Maybelline 24 Hour Maybelline Color Tattoo 24 Hour in the shade On Bronze. And then we also had the same but in the shade Eternal Gold. So these were what I was wearing in January. This one as well, this was also in January, my MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Bare Study. I loved getting some usage out of this one actually. So these 3 are all like cream eyeshadows. They're like some of my oldest ones as well, and I really like wearing them, getting like a little bit of usage out of them. They had like high numbers as well, like I think 7, 8 and 9 uses for each, which is great. We had these 2. We had Shroom by MAC eyeshadow, we used that 8 times, and then we had Satin Taupe by MAC as well. This was also used 10 times. And that pretty much got me through January. 6 items from January, I should say. And then we had this palette. So this is my Sleek Au Naturel palette. You'll probably be very aware of what this palette is. This is in my project my 22 and 22 currently. So I had this in my project from the 29th of January up until the 12th of March. That took me a few months to get through because there are 12 eyeshadows, so that makes sense. They didn't necessarily have like high numbers, it's just because there's 12 eyeshadows and I don't necessarily wear makeup every single day. And then from March the 12th, 16th even, no, March the 12th, we worked on this eyeshadow palette, which is my Naked 2 Urban Decay palette. And that was in my project up until the 25th of April. So this was a couple of months or so as well, which looks like this. After that, we rolled in this. Well, not rolled in. After that, it was just this one because this is the next on the list. This is my Poptastic eyeshadow palette. You'll probably recognise this as it's currently in my Pan-Eyes eyeshadows. And I think that was probably a spoiler. I'm not going to show you what spoiler is, but there is a spoiler here. So this was used from the 28th of April up until the 6th of June. We are now up to the current eyeshadow palette that we are currently working on, which is this palette. It doesn't look like there's much in here, like it looks like there's nothing here, but it's because the lettering has like rubbed off. But this is my Revolution Ultra Professional eyeshadow palette in Flawless. You'll recognise this. This is in my 2022, and it's also in my Panos eyeshadows. But it's also in this project currently, so I'm kind of, that's why I'm like triple using it in this project. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I'm like using it for 3 different things currently. So this is the palette, and as you can tell, there is 8, 16, 24, 36. I like how does it 8, 12? Yeah, there's 36 eyeshadows in this, and this is going to take me up until November or probably December time to get through. So we are currently only on this 4th shade in. So we have been working on paper. We used it 4 times. We used Soft Glow, which is the 2nd shade. We used that 8 times. We've used Buff 7 times, and we're now on this shade, which is called Highlight. And we are currently working on that, where we have 8 uses to use this in, and we're currently on 4 uses. So yeah, I'm actually really enjoying doing this project. There are definitely times where I notice that I've randomized a number, like I think, which shade is it? Like this shade here, that's a prime example. Down here at the bottom, the dark black shade, I've rolled that in 10 times, and I don't really wear dark eyeshadows, so I already know that I'm going to like really struggle wearing this when it's that time. But yeah, that is this project, and I'm like really liking doing this project. It's kind of fun. I am very aware that I have got a eyeshadow palette in my collection that has got 2 palettes in it that are 60 with 60 pans each in them right here, and I know that as soon as I roll this in, that's me working on this for like 2 years. That's gonna be like the worst or the best thing about this is that I have to wear these every single time I wear makeup. There's obviously been days where I have missed wearing the eyeshadow just because I'm wearing so many other eyeshadows, or that it doesn't go well with it. But yeah, mainly it's been working out pretty well. So that is the project. It's a project that I'm working on definitely in the background. It's just always there. I don't know if I'll do like frequent updates on this, obviously because of how big my eyeshadow palettes are. But maybe I would do like a check-in like next July. Maybe I'll do like a yearly check-in just to yeah, update you guys on how it's going and how many eyeshadow palettes I've used now. So yeah, that is the situation. I have nothing else to update you guys on. Just be aware that this is going on in the background, and I don't know how long it's going to take me. I reckon it's probably going to take me like 5 or 6 years to get through this. Mark my words. I started this in 2021, and I reckon I've got like 80 items to get through. That's including palettes and eyeshadow singles, obviously, but I think it's going to take me a rather long time to get through this, especially knowing that this is going to take me 6 months to get through. So there we go. I just kind of wanted to have this out in the universe to let you guys know that I'm doing this, and just be aware that there'll probably be an update next July with a new update on where we're up to next. So yeah, I hope that was interesting for you guys. I wonder if anyone else is doing the sort of challenge where they have a goal to use every single eyeshadow in their collection. I've got over 700 eyeshadows. I should probably start off with that. I've got over 700 eyeshadows, which is a lot to get through. So it's definitely going to be time consuming, and I'm not someone who wears makeup every single day. But I have been working on this for a year and I'm enjoying it so far. You're welcome to do it if you want to. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's definitely a very long-term journey, and it could potentially be one that is like never-ending if I end up ever like getting back into buying like more eyeshadow palettes and I add them to the list. It will be never-ending. So let's hope not. Let's hope we don't get that far. The situation is, once I finish this project, will I do it again? I don't know. I'm mainly more interested in the fact that I've written all the eyeshadows down on a list, as you saw earlier. What if I finish those eyeshadows before I reach them? Like, that obviously makes the count lower, so we shall see. I mean, like, for example, in here we've got like this tarnish shade down here, which is in my 2022. What if I finish this eyeshadow before I reach it? Alright, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye.